Welcome to Cyber Center for Biblical Studies. Hi, my name is Herb Bateman. I'd like to focus attention on translating the Greek New Testament. I consider anyone who aspires to sit down and translate the Greek New Testament as someone who aspires and desires to do a noble task. However, that noble task can deteriorate into frustration. Now, Jude is one of those letters that is not the easiest book to translate. So what I've done is I've put together a booklet entitled Translating Jude Clause by Clause, and it's an exegetical guide for working your way through the book of Jude. It breaks out into three sections. The first section is an introductory section. The second section is a section where you can translate the book of Jude clause by clause. And the third section of the book is actually an answer key to the second section. So let me go into a little more detail about the book and how it breaks out. And in the introductory section, I explain the quirks of Jude. Every letter writer has a style to the way in which they present their material. One of Jude's styles is to favor participial clauses. And they tend to be one of two types. Either the participial clause is going to be adverbial, modifying a verb, or it's going to be adjectival, modifying a noun or a pronoun. They tend to be the two types of participial clauses you can expect throughout the book of Jude, and I identify what they are and where they appear. Another quirk about Jude is using vocabulary that occurs only once in the whole New Testament. So I identify those 13 words that occur throughout Jude that occur only once in the whole New Testament, identify where they are, and the various ways they've been translated by 8 to 10 English translations. Another quirk about Jude is he loves positioning words between an article and a noun at the end of the sentence. So he'll have an article here, and the article that goes with the word occurs at the end of the verse or somewhere in the middle of the verse. And then in the middle, he has a bunch of phrases or clauses. So it's nice to know that what Jude likes to do is he likes to bracket statements and phrases between an article and the noun that article governs. And so that's also a quirk, a writing style about Jude that's helpful to know and eliminate some confusion as you're working your way through and translating the book of Jude. So that's the introduction to Jude. The middle section of Jude is where Jude is broken out into 9 units of thought. And each unit has a contextual orientation, it has the Greek text, and it has the Greek text broken out into clauses. So the contextual orientation explains what you can expect in this unit of thought. So you're not getting lost amongst the trees. You have a picture of the forest as you begin. The Greek text appears for you to practice recognizing verbs and verbals, looking for these key words throughout this little unit of thought. And the final section is the breaking out of this unit of verses, 4 or 5 verses, into clauses. And they reveal independent clauses from dependent clauses. And they're outlined in such a way that you can trace the author's flow of thought and you can translate your translation underneath the Greek clause. So it makes it manageable for translating the book of Jude in manageable chunks. Finally, the third section of this ebook reveals an answer key. Now granted, it's my answer key. I reproduce the clauses with a translation underneath the clausal outline, so you can see how it is that I've translated it. Furthermore, there is a Greek text with all the verbs and verbals highlighted. So it identifies how well you did in identifying the verbs and verbals on your own. And finally, there's a section that reveals in this third section, the final part of this third section is a grammatical or exegetical analysis of all the key structural markers in the book of Jude. Structural markers that are clearly underlined that you can go back and look at and you can see how they're parsed. You can see the syntactical relevance and the semantical classifications and the so what in order to help you interpret and translate the book of Jude. So this ebook on Translating Jude Clause by Clause, an exegetical outline, will be available on this website, and you can pick a copy up and practice your Greek. Enjoy yourself.